There we go. Okay. Sorry for technical difficulties, everybody. Go ahead and explain the mic issue one more time.
So, we have a
Wireless mic.
wireless mic, Movie Magic, that you guys can't see. You know, we don't have a big crew, like a big boom operator or anything like that. We have lavalier mics, and the hardware is not working today. So that's why we were having audio difficulties. Listen, it wouldn't be an Adams Live if for every third live we didn't have some kind of technical issues.
Yeah, of
And
course.
so today we're just going to use the phone microphone. So I know the audio is going to sound awful. It's going to suck. But good news is we're not running any power tools today, like polishers or pressure washers. So should be okay. You'll just hear probably a lot of the warehouse noise. But today...
And a lot more of me than they usually do.
Yeah. So today's live video is gonna be, it's a request. We actually had, I can't remember who did it, but they requested on the live video last week, can you show us some off-label uses for your products? You know, so like, maybe it's not listed on our instructions on our label, but there's other uses that you can use for it. And so there's just, for me, there's like a few products that come to mind specifically, and I'm just gonna talk about those today. So, again, it's really helpful to have input from you guys to know like what you guys want to see. Like, you know, we've had requests for undercarriage cleaning, and I'm gonna get to that. I really want to do it the right way, which is to get it up on a lift. So I'm trying to find somebody near us that has a lift that we can utilize to be able to do that video. And then there's another video that was requested last week that was odor removal from your car. So whether that's, you know, in your car, they even mentioned like on the soft top, like exterior part of your car. So I might do that one next week. I know another one too. I keep seeing this question on our YouTube comments, not like on the live specifically, but other places of like, you know, when do you use graphene boost versus like when do you use graphene detail spray, you know, kind of like ceramic coating maintenance. And so I was thinking about doing another version of that video. We've done it multiple times, but it's one that is like really hard to decipher, I feel like, you know. And I think for me, there's very much like some specific things that we see, characteristics of a ceramic coating that tells you what you need to do. It's not so much like what's the best this, what's the best that. It's not about what's the best, all right? Like there's a lot of great products on the market, but it's like, when should you do this and when should you do that? It's kind of the question. So
Also, Chester, sorry, now that we're not using the external microphone, I have no way to control the audio level, so I'll try to get Joe to speak up. But we have no manual control now because we're just running off the YouTube app on my phone. So normally we have the external mic and are streaming from a phone or sometimes computer, but all we've got is my phone's internal mic now.
the good news is I can't tell. So sorry. Like, yeah. I can't hear it. So I'm really trying to talk loud. You can ask Chris. I'm like trying to talk like to 20 feet behind him. So we'll try to do the best we can. It's also 100 degrees outside, so if Chris continues to step out, it's going to overheat the camera. So first things first, I want to talk about the first product, which to be honest with you, I think this product specifically has probably the most uses that are not on the label in our whole line, and it's Brilliant Glaze. Okay, so Brilliant Glaze is a very, very I've talked about Brilliant Glaze a million times. Okay, so like we're gonna give it its flowers today, but essentially it is solvent. It is a little bit of an abrasive, maybe a little bit of wax content. And it's just a very, very versatile product for car care specifically. Like this chemistry works really, really good for cars. And actually this Ram truck, this limited Ram truck, I chose specifically because of Brilliant Glaze. So when you look at this car, it's black first and foremost. So it's extremely, extremely hot. Like I can't really even set my hand on the surface of the car. It has all this chrome right here. That's kind of ugly. Not ugly, but like it's a little bit smudgy. And then we have like a ton of glass too, you know, so Brilliant Glaze really is one of those products that is really versatile because not only does it work great in like a show setting inside or your garage to give your car some TLC, it also works in the direct sunlight. So first and foremost, let's see, what does it say? Apply instructions. Apply to a clean surface only. For dual paint, refer to our videos. Make sure you watch the videos. Number 2, shake bottle vigorously before and during use for best results. This is actually gonna probably make me hate our labels, but because I probably wrote a lot of these. So vigorously is like, does that look like vigorously, Chris?
Yeah, I think that qualifies.
Pour a small amount into an Adams Red Hex Grip hand applicator. I don't have that. I have the gray microfiber applicator. Apply a thin, even layer to paint, glass, chrome, or aluminum. If using my machine, use on setting speed low. So, for example, this truck right here, okay? I waterless washed some of this. Actually did Brilliant Glaze like on this side, so I'm gonna hop over to this side. So, what I want you to see is there's some streakiness from the waterless washing process. And I left a strip in the middle so you can see how dirty it was. So you can really see the dirt and grime that was on there. Do you want me to take this off?
No.
Do you want me to take this off?
I'm good.
Now, with Brilliant Glaze, some of this smudginess I can remove, even especially like on this chrome. I don't know if you can see that, Chris, but it's like just there's residue from the waterless washing process. So this is more of a on label, like intended use of Brilliant Glaze, but I want to show you the versatility of it because I think, you know, when it comes to car care, I think a lot of people are scared to do things, especially in the direct sunlight. And in Colorado, the sun is more intense than anywhere else. So.
And it's what, probably high 90s, 100 today at the moment?
Yeah, let's keep my phones in there. It's probably 97 degrees right now.
Yeah.
The paint is probably 120 degrees.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
easy.
So with Brilliant Glaze in the direct sunlight.
There we go, YouTube unfroze.
We're having issues today, guys.
We're having a great day.
Personal issues.
Well, we always have personal issues, but today it's also technology.
Thinking about personal issues, we don't talk about them. Okay, so Brilliant Glaze, nice thin layer onto the surface.
And if
like so.
And I'm not sure at what point we froze, but everybody, we're just applying Brilliant Glaze to this surface. That's all you missed.
Is like a direct sunlight, even the field applicator, Chris. Just
Oh,
by touching
jeez.
the car, it's hot.
It's hot, yeah.
But you can see, like,
feels like a hot pad.
I put this on here and I wipe it off, and Brilliant Glaze comes off perfect every single time. So even in direct sunlight, if you go to a car show, it's 100-degree weather. You know, I will say, like, if you're trying to use detail spray or CS3 specifically, I'll actually show you that here in a second. But Brilliant Glaze as a product on its own, like, this cleaned it up so nice. Like, this looks really, really good from my side, okay? And you can see what it did to the chrome as well. So it just creates some clarity to the paint. Now, this isn't fixing anything. It's just masking it. It's like making it look better with like what this product has in it, okay? So not perfect. If I want to get this car perfect, I need to polish it. But Brilliant Glaze as a product, like going to a car show in direct sunlight, is going to work very, very well. Okay?
Did you already mention what's in it?
Yeah, it has.
Okay.
It's a solvent-based product. So it has solvent. It has a little bit of an abrasive to it, and then it also has like some wax content, like filler to it, that fills in the scratches and imperfections. So then when you wipe the top layer off, it creates like almost like a perfect mirror. For the most part, it's not perfect, but it really enhances like gloss and clarity of the paint. So like Brilliant Glaze, if you have a classic car, you have a show car, especially if it's a dark color, that is the product you need all the time in your car to go out and make the chrome and paint look amazing, and even the glass. So I'm going to show that here in a second, but I mentioned, let me see. I want you guys to see this. Okay? So one thing I really want you to see is, like, Brilliant Glaze, I wipe it off perfect. It's not streaky. It's it's a flawless application removal process in direct sunlight. I just grabbed a bottle of CS3, which is not super concentrated. Like graphene CS3 is probably a little more concentrated than this. So on a car that is extremely hot on the surface, using something with a protection agent to it is going to be really, really hard to use.
Do you want to real quick just describe what CS3 does for anybody who isn't familiar with the product?
CS3 is like a waterless wash, detail spray, and boosting type of product all in one. Okay, it does a lot of different things. I would say it's the most comparable thing on the market to like other competitors who have like a silica spray sealant. It's essentially what this is. Okay, but what I want to show you on the super hot car, if I spray this on like this, and you can see it starts to steam off, and I go to try to wipe this, it's just like, I'll even try to wipe it a lot. It's really streaky and smeary. You can see it from like right here. Maybe kinda.
A little bit.
Let me try to get more of it on there.
Actually, hold up the towel to see if I can get the reflection of the towel.
It's a little bit too.
Yeah, that didn't help.
That's not gonna help. It's like really obvious, like right here. Here, watch. So I guess what I'm saying is like, what happens is this is a water-based product. So as soon as I spray it on here, because the surface is so hot, the water evaporates into the air almost immediately, and it leaves behind all of the SiO2 or silica. So then when I try to wipe it, it's like sticky and nasty. Can you see that now?
Yep.
So like the silica wants to cure really fast. So in a direct sunlight, especially on a black car like this, the CS3 is going to be really, really hard to work with. The only way that I can really fix that as I go around the car is I got to use more product in smaller areas and like wipe it off, and I still couldn't get it off because it's like essentially this SiO2 content in that is like adhering and drying and baking onto the surface. So even in that case, if I take this brilliant glaze and I go over the surface where all the silica was, like this.
And how do you know when to wipe off the brilliant glaze after you've applied it?
I don't know if you can see it on here, Chris, but like when I put this on here, it looks kind of wet.
Yep.
So like watch this, ready? I'll put some on here. We'll put it on, it looks kind of dark wet, and then the solvent starts to evaporate into the surface or into the
air.
And then it turns like chalky, like almost looks like wax in it.
Yep.
As soon as it turns looking like wax like this, then you take your towel and do like long, fast swipes like this, and you wipe it away. So you gotta let brilliant glaze, the solvent, flash off the surface before you wipe it off, and then it will. It's very easy. If you try to wipe it off before the brilliant glaze almost turns like chalky, it will smear all around. So you got to let the solvent come out of the formula on the car before you actually like go and wipe it off. Brilliant glaze is, to remove brilliant glaze, it's much easier to use a plush towel than it is to use like a waterless wash towel or anything. Like I prefer a double soft. I have a single soft right here, but I prefer a double soft.
Dev N says, I just used the brilliant glaze on a scratched up clear part of a washer and dryer, and it hid all of the major swirls.
Yeah.
And John Sunday keeps it in his bag for all of his car shows.
Yep. There. See, like these are the types of things that we're talking about. Like you guys already know. Some of you guys already know, but it is a very like useful thing. We actually have a video. I talked about it before, but it's like, what do you do to get ready for a car show, and then what do you do when you get there? If you have a classic car, that's probably one of my favorite videos I ever made.
It's a good one.
Really cool.
David Boyce says, Joe, can you tell us how Slick and Slide is different from Brilliant Glaze? Is it applied in the same manner as Brilliant Glaze?
Okay, yeah. Slick and Slide and Brilliant Glaze, like what's the difference? So I would say Brilliant Glaze sits on its own island. I'd maybe put it in with like the wax more. And when I say put it in with the wax, I mean I think of like especially like protection and stuff like that in silos. So like silo 1 would be like wax, silo 2 would be like sealants, and silo 3 would be like ceramic coating. You know, you could maybe put Silo 4 is graphene ceramic coating, but I just keep that in the ceramic coating. So I kind of keep Brilliant Glaze in with like the wax content. Like if you went and you did a paste wax on your car as like a show car and wanted to make it look really nice, to clean it up and like make it look really nice, I would use Brilliant Glaze on top of that. But you can use Brilliant Glaze straight onto the clear coat because it's something to, Brilliant Glaze is an enhancer. It makes things.
Okay, everybody, let us know if you can hear us. My phone is apparently cooled down to the point where we can join you again. Sorry for all the technical difficulties, everybody.
Are we back?
Yep. No, I'm just talking to myself.
Let's see.
Yep.
Hey, Chris.
Nice.
Okay. I can see myself, you guys. Okay, well, for anyone who stayed on, like, thank you. And kudos to you because if it were me, I would have jumped off. I don't know if you should just stay right inside here, Chris.
I'll try to,
And
yeah.
I'll move forward and we can talk. If anything, to be honest with you guys, like being out here, I don't even want to be out there because it's so hot. Actually, that brings up. Let's just check really quick to see.
Yeah, are there any products we could do in the retail shop?
You know what? I think maybe that's what we do.
Just go to the showroom.
Yeah, it's 95 right now, but like because of the sunshine. So we'll just go to the retail area, and then you guys can. I'm gonna just set this stuff over here. You guys can ask me questions. I'll just kind of go through a few of the products that I think are some of this topic, and I can point them out in the showroom. Oh, you guys couldn't hear me.
Nope.
Probably the whole time.
Probably not.
We're just gonna go to the showroom, and you guys can ask me any questions you want. But essentially, what I'll do is I'll point out the products that I was gonna demonstrate on the actual truck. But because it's a black, listen, I picked a black truck because it shows everything. You know, a black truck doesn't lie when you use car care products on it. So it always shows. It's not as much to show like how good the product is, it just shows like the capabilities of it. You know, so like if your product works on a dark color car like black or charcoal or navy blue, like it's gonna work on any color. And so and it's the easiest to see through the camera. When we do white, like you can't see anything, you know. So yeah, Brilliant Glaze I was kind of talking mainly about. It's not really stated on the label, but like you can use it in direct sunlight at 100 degrees. Okay, so if you, like we were talking about earlier, if you need something to make your car look really nice, like at a car show or, SEMA is coming up, that's a really great product to have on hand. Now, off-label types of things with Brilliant Glaze.
Got one question for you.
Yeah.
Not on the same topic, but Wayne says, I purchased the Adams ceramic kit a few years ago and I haven't used it yet. Do you think it's still good or do I need a new kit? Does the product have a shelf life?
The Adams ceramic kit? Yeah, okay.
Probably.
Yeah. If you got the Adams ceramic kit a few years ago, it should be fine.
As long as you haven't opened the bottles.
Yeah.
Or left them open.
Yeah, so exactly. Chris, you got it.
Sorry, didn't mean to put words in your mouth.
No, you're good. Chris is right. If the graphene really, it starts to crystallize when oxygen hits it. And so, that's why when we say when we're applying it, if you open the bottle and you apply it to the applicator, put the cap back on when you set it aside, it, slows the process. And if you get that cap nice and tight on there, you can leave it on the shelf and it will last for a long time. It's just when you leave the cap off open, it will crystallize in the bottle over a certain amount of time. But if it hasn't been opened, you're totally fine. The only thing I would say is just before you use it, shake it a lot before you shake it, call it for 30 seconds, just a nice hard shake to get it all incorporated, mixed together before you start using it. So that'd be the only thing I would say.
And a good shake is it's a good idea
I
for
shake it
new
every
ones.
time.
Yeah.
I shake it every time, but maybe not for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
When you're spending. But that's with all the products, to be honest with you. Like, even before I use detail spray, I give it like a couple quick shakes. Brilliant Glaze, you have to shake it. There isn't any out here. I should have brought it, but it is. Yeah, right here. So it's hard to see, but it separates. So like every time before I use Brilliant Glaze, you just give it like a few shakes, and then it will turn kind of it legitimately looks like half and half, or like heavy cream color.
And just because you see separation in a product, like really any of our products, doesn't mean that the chemical's bad or
No.
it's going to be bad.
Some of them are meant to separate. Some of them are pieced together in a way that like they 100% will separate. And so that's why we just say like shake it before you use it, you know. But anyways, off-label uses for Brilliant Glaze. So number one, I would say the number one use for Brilliant Glaze, aside from enhancement of your paint, chrome, and glass, is cleaning the inside of your windshield. We have videos on it on our YouTube. I recommend you go check them out. But really, Brilliant Glaze, the solvent and the abrasive in it cuts through the fogginess that happens on the inside. When I say fogginess, this isn't from like dew or anything like that. This is like you get a haze on the inside of your windshield because the material on the inside of your car off gases, called VOCs, volatile organic compounds. They off gas and then they stick to the inside of their glass, your windshield. And one of the easiest ways to cut through that is by using Brilliant Glaze on the applicator, and then you wipe it away with like a double soft towel. But that is like a secret that Adam's been teaching people forever, and it works every time. So
A few people actually suggested at the very beginning of the stream.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of us are on the same page, but like Brilliant Glaze is very underrated in that aspect. I would say another aspect to Brilliant Glaze is fixing high spots from ceramic coating. So when you apply ceramic coating, listen, I don't even do it perfect when I apply a ceramic coating. I don't think I ever have. There's always places where I either leave high spots or I forgot to wipe off the product. And I always do kind of like, I call it a sun check. I pull it outside into the sun after I'm done applying it, because the way the sun reflects onto the paint, you can see everything. And so I always do like a quick sun check, because it's such intense light that I can see unevenness or like high spots onto the ceramic coating. And so, if you catch it early enough, you can just reapply the ceramic coating to it. You'll kind of re-wet it, you wipe it off immediately. You don't need to let the rainbow go all the way. You can wipe it off immediately, and the solvent in the graphene will actually help level that off. Now, if you do that...
Solvent in the Brilliant Glaze?
No, the solvent in the graphene will help
Yep.
the ceramic coating, and then you wipe it off, and then it removes the high spot. Now, if you try that process by re-wetting it with graphene ceramic coating, and it doesn't work, then you can take Brilliant Glaze and put it onto an applicator, go over the surface lightly, and both the solvent and the minor abrasive in Brilliant Glaze will oftentimes fix the high spots of your ceramic coating. Okay, so the steps of fixing high spots on a ceramic coating is try re-wetting it first with either the spray coating or the regular coating, whatever you're using. And then if that doesn't work, you bump up to Brilliant Glaze to remove the high spot. If that doesn't work, then you bump up to the white polish from our polishing line, and that usually works 99.9% of the time. So it's just kind of those three steps. And so that I would say is like the second best use, off-label use for Brilliant Glaze when it comes to something that's not listed on the label, but like something that makes it super, super useful. Let's see, what else, Chris? Another
For
thing
Brilliant Glaze?
Yeah, another thing I would say with Brilliant Glaze that I've used it for is on big navigation screens. Big nav screens. Like, actually, the truck I was working on, that truck has the 19-inch RAM screen in it. And like, if you eat a lot in your car or this and that, you get smudges and like dried food on there. Sometimes just spraying it and wiping it with a product doesn't pull it off. So You can even take Gray Glaze and go on that, and it will make it look amazing. So, kind of, you know, anytime you need like the power of solvent to clean, and like mixed with a minor abrasive, Gray Glaze is kind of like your thing. You know, it works really good. Now, moving into, I'm gonna run over there really quick, Chris. I want to show a process.
Do you want me to come with you, or?
You don't have to go with me. You can
Okay.
talk to them and show them. Tell them your favorite off-label.
Oh, my favorite off-label use. How about you, Ryan? Do you have any favorite uses for products that aren't? It's not something we necessarily market the product as, but.
You guys were touching on one. The Lily Glaze is probably my favorite use of some of those markets. But the secondary, the interior detail on the engine bay, pretty widely known.
Oh yeah.
I like that one as well.
Yeah, so what Ryan is excuse the warehouse noise. What Ryan was talking about is you can take interior detailer and spray it fairly liberally on your engine compartment, and then let it sit for a minute, and then buff it off with, or even it out with a VRT block, and that can be a really good way to dress your engine. Especially if, you know, that's all you got on you. And Joe shows graphene ceramic spray coating on the engine a lot, but interior detailer works really well too.
See whether it comes right under saturating an applicator with a conditioner, putting that right on your dash. Not really what it's marketed for, but you can kind of use it on the dash when under saturated. It's either SPF rating 65 or 35.
Oh yeah, you said leather conditioner.
The biggest thing is it becomes a little too greasy if you oversaturate your pad. So what me and Trent normally do is we'll just spray a little bit right on the little dressing applicators. Really good because they don't soak up as much as per se beads. Just maybe 1 to 2 sprays on the pad. Usually can go right over your dash. You do get the SPS 65 with the conditioner as opposed to SPS 35 with the dressing. And it's going to be a little bit better, much more moisturizing that dashboard.
Nice. That is an excellent suggestion. One that I like a lot is I use when I'm at home, I use Total Interior Cleaner to clean my glass, like my windows and mirrors. It, you know, we have glass cleaner obviously, which is a great at cleaning glass, but Total Interior Cleaner is really intended for total. So it's every interior surface, including the inside of your glass. Again, we talked about Brilliant Glaze for that as well, but inside and outside glass you can do with Total Interior Cleaner if you want. My parents actually wash their headlights with Total Interior, which is creative, but Joe is back, so let's link up with him again. We talked about using interior detailer to dress engine bays, and Ryan was talking about using leather conditioner on like your dash, even if it's not actually leather.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what? Another thing with leather conditioner, like our whole leather cleaning and conditioning line, baseball gloves. We got kids that
Oh yeah.
expensive baseball gloves. Like my son, I got him like kind of a mid-level baseball glove, but it's pure calf skin, so it's real leather. And I use leather conditioner to condition his glove on the inside of it, and I mean it makes it look brand new again. Right, so.
And my parents have used leather conditioner on a leather couch.
Yes.
Worked great.
Yeah, leather couch.
Make it softer, more flexible.
Any leather surface, and the reason being is our leather conditioner is all natural ingredients. So like it's not like this fake silicone BS. It's straight up like lanolin and some natural ingredients in there. Like you can even use it for chapstick if you want it, but I don't recommend it. But it
FDA,
is
don't come for us.
absolutely amazing for like any leather surface. You know, even like. A lot of like motorcycles, they have like leather straps or things they can dry out. Leather conditioner is great. That's like a good off-label topic on that. It's like, I know it says leather, it doesn't say car leather conditioner. It says leather conditioner. So like you can really use it for any cowboy boots, dress shoes. I've done it on all of those.
One I was gonna say was we had a shoot relatively recently where we were using extremely hard water because that's what was available, and it spotted the glass pretty badly, and we used some of the white polish on a pad just on the exterior glass and then wiped that away. I think you did glass cleaner after that. in addition to it.
Maybe, yeah.
And that took care of the really harsh water spots on the glass.
Yeah, definitely. But Chris brought up, he said, you know, interior detailer, but for dressing the engine bay. I just want to give a shout out to Dave Ford. I don't know if he's on here or not, but we have a Facebook community page, and he put this is a post he put up. He said, last week on the live, Joe Triguero gave some examples of engine bay cleaning. I'm Joe Triguero. In this particular video, Joe selected all-purpose exterior dressing as the product choice due to all the nooks and crannies. Just to clarify, I used in-and-out spray, but I recommended you can use all-purpose exterior dressing because it's a little more shiny. And then he said, over the weekend, I had a 2018 BMW in the salon, and its bay was totally different. Like, it has like the engine cover. So this is the picture of the engine and the engine cover. Okay, so you can see it has like big broad surfaces. The air intake is like right here with this big engine cover. And he said in this post that he used interior detailer as the dressing after he cleaned it. So I want you to see, this is the before and this is the after. Oof. Okay, so interior detailer, it's not I don't think it's gonna last as long as like in-and-out spray or VRT or all-purpose exterior dressing. Even
graphing ceramic spray coating.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. But
sorry for spoiling it.
But this is interior detailer as the dressing for the engine. So you can see it's like, it doesn't look that dirty to me on the before, but the richness in color on the after is like pretty obvious, you know. So that's a great tip on like an off-label type of use for another product, and it's an interior product that you use. I guess maybe technically you could say the engine's interior. I don't think about it.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. It's
not on the outside.
Yeah, I guess
But it's not in the cabin.
It's gray area.
Yeah. So that's a really good one. Another one I want to just mention really quick. Kind of have two more to talk about. Or I guess like three more. But this guy right here is super versatile. Tire and rubber cleaner. So tire and rubber cleaner, obviously, like we use it as like to get the browning off your tires when you clean your wheels and tires, and it's like usually paired with like wheel cleaner or eco all-purpose cleaner or eco wheel cleaner. Sorry, and it works really good for that. But if you're gonna go through and do this process, which is to restore your trim, you clean it first with tire and rubber cleaner. So I'm not even sure if that's even on here in the. Yeah, it is. It is on the label. For oxidized rubber and plastic trim, you spray this into a towel, you scrub the trim and do that. Now, the one thing I will say for this product that is definitely off label, two things. Minor tree sap removal, okay? Sometimes tree sap, like when it's new on your car, it's hot like it is today, the tree sap will be pliable. Like you can feel it, it's sticky. It's like...
It hasn't fully hardened.
It hasn't fully hardened and crystallized. You can use tire and rubber cleaner, spray it onto that, spray it onto a gray microfiber applicator, and just like go over it. This is about how many times you go over it, not how hard you push. And that can actually break down the tree sap and help remove that. And there's times where I'll even do like I'll spray tire and rubber. I don't know if you guys ever use bug remover, but like I rinse the car off, I spray bug remover on the front where all the bugs are, and then I foam over the top of it. If I have like a lot of tree sap on the car, I'll do that with tire and rubber cleaner. Where I rinse the car off, I take tire and rubber cleaner, I spray it onto the car, let it sit for a couple minutes, and then foam right over the top of it. And it helps break down some of that tree sap. And then I can clay right over, I can do the clay process during washing, and boom, it takes all the tree sap off. So really cool product for that.
That's what we would suggest before we had tar, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can use tar. I would say tar is for bigger areas and more stubborn tree sap. This is for like when it's still a little bit more pliable. You know?
And for everybody on the live, that's tar, TAR, as in the product that we have, not
which
not tar the
stands
substance.
For
tar and adhesive remover. Yeah.
Now another one is if you like to go to the track or you get big pieces of like road tar on the side of your car. This is the product used for that. Like you can, after you like rinse it off with water, you should always try to rinse it off with water. And then So you can spray this directly onto, like right at the bottom of the fender, like the kind of like the running area of your car, and then again spray it into a gray microfiber applicator. Go over it lightly. Again, this is about how many times you go over it, not how hard you push, and it will remove rotar from the side of your car as well. So, you know, tree sap, road tar, a couple of things like that. I'm pretty sure this is a little bit more of a citrus-based product. So like that, the citric acid in there, right? Citric acid.
I'm not sure.
Well,
On that
it's
one.
a little bit more acidic, so like it's gonna break down some of that stuff a little bit.
I know citric acid makes things sour.
Yeah, but it's very like, it's not super strong. It's not nearly as strong as wheel and tire cleaner.
Yeah, and it's not gonna like harm your paint if you leave it on there or anything like that.
No, it's not.
Somebody mentioned in the comments enzymatic cleaner that they use for their bike helmet. I also, not to be gross, I use it a lot at home because I have a cat and occasionally he throws up on the carpet, and enzymatic cleaner works great to get those kinds of pet messes up.
Yeah, enzymatic cleaner is an interesting one. I've used it for like, they said a helmet,
Yeah,
like motorcycle.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like motorcycle. Anywhere where there is like organic material making things not smell good
Sweat, oil.
or dirty. Yeah, enzymatic cleaner is a great product for that. I use it on my son's football shoulder pads.
Smart.
And his son. It's interesting because it has enzymes in there working constantly. It's like for a certain amount of time they're working to like break down all of those organic compounds. And so it works really, really good. But yeah,
And you spray it on and let it sit for a little bit,
yeah,
and then
let it sit, and then if you're doing it like on carpet, what I like to do is I'll spray it on, let it sit for a minute, spray it again, use a brush or whatever, even like an extractor, extract it out, and then I'll just spray like a fine mist, agitate, like barely agitate with the brush, and then like let it sit, and let the enzymes like go and penetrate and remove it. So I think that is like an on-label kind of thing, but for like pet mess and odors, things like that. But here's one really quick. Turn Talon Powder Vitalizer. Use it as your laundry detergent. It works amazing. Okay, I'll just say that. Makes it look really nice and soft. Let's see. One before the last one. This product right here, Surface Prep. If you're having trouble with getting your glass cleaned using like glass cleaner or something, try Surface Prep. Okay, it's pretty obvious, but like this is an alcohol-based wipe, and this actually works really, really good as a glass cleaner.
I also use it on the glass and keyboard of my computer
Glass and keyboard of your computer.
because
Yeah, exactly.
rubbing alcohol-based cleaners are great for electronics because they mostly evaporate.
Yeah, and it breaks through all the oils and stuff.
Yep, oil from your
Glass
fingers.
cleaner, laptop screen cleaner, iPad, Nintendo Switch, whatever it may be, glasses. It actually works really good. And there is like a little bit of a surfactant in there, and that actually provides some lubrication. So like with traditional like alcohol glass cleaners, you do it and it's like it like makes it so squeaky clean that your towel won't glide, and then it leaves lint behind. With this, it has some surfactant in there, so it actually like it makes it really good for using as a glass.
And real quick, do you want to just state what the on-label use of Surface Prep is?
Surface prep is like, it's the preparation step before you apply ceramic coating. So, generally like with the smaller like 60 mil coatings, these are highly concentrated in the graphene ceramic coating. And so before you use this, generally what you're doing before you apply this product is you're doing this process where you're polishing. Okay, so if you're doing the polishing step, you're wiping off the compounded polish, but it's leaving some of those oils behind. You want to get those off, so you're applying to the raw clear coat of the car. And so Surface Prep is the way to remove any surface oils from the paint, glass, chrome, plastic before you apply a ceramic coating. But it works good as a glass cleaner. Okay. Really quick before I go, this thing is also very useful. Okay, so This is the SK Pro Micro Polisher. Because it's only a 1-inch pad and it's cordless, you can use it for so many different things. And I've even used this for the plexiglass in my car where my speedometer is. You know, like from wiping that down, like plexiglass is really, really soft. From wiping that down, you can see it's almost like swirl marks in that plexiglass. I've used this with the extension on it, and I've polished that to perfection. And I might even show that in a live video coming up because I need to do it again. Another thing that I like using this on,
And we had one quick comment about the sound, and just for those of us that joined a little bit later, we're normally using an external mic that's on Joe, but we're having some technical difficulties today, so.
that's mine. That's mine. Yeah. But yeah, audio issues today, so sorry.
Sorry about that. Most weeks we sound a lot better.
And we're not sponsored by Sony Pictures or Universal Studios, so sorry. Sometimes it happens. It's not the first time. It's not the last time. All right.
Yeah.
Golf clubs. Okay. I'm a freak about my golf stuff because I love golf a lot. I will use this to polish my golf clubs. Okay. So polishing my golf clubs, making them look amazing. Okay. So you can get super creative with what you use this for. Okay. There's so many different things that you can use this polisher for.
Do you want to show?
I know.
Okay.
So the SK Pro Micro, really cool polisher that you can use for so many different things. And on the topic of golf clubs, I want to show you. This is something that I do, and I think if you play golf, you should do this. Ceramic coat your golf clubs. Okay, like it makes cleaning them so much easier. And I would say like not necessarily cleaning them at home, but like cleaning them on the course. Especially like if you play a lot in the morning or you play here in the Pacific Northwest. Anton's in the Philippines, so it's just wet all the time, right? So you spray some of the spray coating onto the applicator, like so. And then we'll just take this and we're gonna put this all over the clubs. Now, the one thing I will say on your golf clubs, some people have the raw face clubs or the raw finish wedges because they want them to rust. Don't do this process if you want your clubs to rust. And my wedges are raw face, meaning like they're raw metal right here. So this part rusts, but in Colorado it never rusts because there's no moisture in the air. If I lived in Florida, they would rust immediately. But I ceramic coated over all of them. And actually right now it's gonna be hard to see in camera, but I can see the rainbow effect on the club. I don't know if you could catch the right.
I can see a little tiny bit over there. It's pretty hard to see on an iPhone, unfortunately.
I can see it right here. You have to aim to the, it's like you gotta, there you go. Aim towards the white wall.
Oh yeah, there we go. So that like curve there
Yeah.
is the rainbow we're talking about.
So once that goes away, which I can try to speed it up like this, I do this probably every season before I start. I don't necessarily need to do it like, you don't need to do it that often. Like that, these aren't being exposed to the elements like your car is, you know. So like ceramic coating on a golf club is going to last a little bit longer, maybe with the exception of like the sole of the club and the face because you're like abrading it by hitting it so much. But ceramic coating for golf clubs is one of the coolest things to do.
Chester says, Joe, we have half of our stuff. We have half of our stuff in our house graphene coated.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just like
Makes surfaces easier to clean.
yeah, and I would say that would be one thing to think about with car care. Like, if you strip the label off of all these in the names, it's just chemistry, you know? So you think of like an alkaline, what does alkaline products do? What does acid type of products do? What does a pH neutral type of product do? Right? And then you mix in like abrasives and all this other stuff. At their core, it's just chemistry. So like learning, you know, being creative with like how you use those chemistries, the different things you can do with them, I think is really cool. You know, like preserving things from oxidation, ceramic coating is going to do that. So if you have like, you know, like Adam's really into, you can see him up there, but like vintage Schwinn bikes. It's like, you know, if he ceramic coats all of those, it's going to make them last longer and look better for a longer period of time. You know, so there's just different things that you can think about when it comes to what these chemistries provide. You know, and I see a lot of comments of people using the products in a lot of different ways, and I appreciate that because I think part of what Adams Polish's culture is as a whole is like we can see excellence in everything. Doesn't matter if it's your car, your house, your you know, your room, your bike, whatever it may be. You're like, oh, I can make that clean. I know I can. I can ceramic coat my clubs because I can make them easier to clean. You know, so there's kind of like a. I'm not gonna say like OCD. That I think that's the wrong term. I think OCD comes with like a negative connotation. I think there's just like there's like an
It's like clean freak maybe, or
clean freak, but like you do like obsess over it. But I think it's just like a different way of how you think about life.
And it's like getting satisfaction out of cleaning.
When I think of obsessive, when I think of like OCD, I'm like, you know, I have to switch the light on 5 times before I can walk in the door. Like that's extreme. But
yeah, like that's like a legitimate, very distressing mental health condition.
And maybe we have that, and I'm fine with it. You know, it just means our stuff's really clean. But I think some people they just hold like a certain standard to how they present themselves to the world, and I think that's a good thing. You know, I think how you carry yourself is a big thing. So, but yeah, for right now, that's like that's mainly all the products I can think of that I kind of have like.
You can pressure wash anything.
Yeah, that's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty good for like kind of off-script kind of. Actually, I got one. See that 5-gallon bucket up there? You can use it for baseball because that's like my son's competitive baseball team. We store all of our baseballs in and out of Polish's bucket.
Nice.
Because the reason why is because we have the seat lid, and I like to sit on the bucket outside of the dugout when I'm there calling pitches for the team, and so. Yeah, no, that's just it. Anyways, yeah. So
there's 1,000 things you can do with a bucket.
there is, yeah.
Football video says, when is the headlight restoration kit coming back?
We're working on that right now. You know, we had kind of it was like a wipe type of kit. There was one with sand. We kind of got talked into doing that. We weren't too excited about the results it was providing. You know, I think the hard part for us is like we have the products already. It's just not something we sell as like a kit, because really the best way to do it is to polish, use a machine polisher and do it like that. And so we're really working on that right now. But if anything, what I would recommend is like to go check out our YouTube and look up. I've done it on the live a few times, but headlight restoration, like the process and products on how to do that. I think that's the best way to do it, which is like really actually removing oxidation and discoloration and then like protecting over the top of it. But you know, we're exploring that. It's in our R&D meeting like every couple of weeks. So.
Joshua Lopez suggested meticulousness instead of OCD, which I like that.
I like
meticulous.
that. Yeah, meticulousness.
Kenneth says, can you use a wax and brilliant glaze together? And if so, which one comes first?
That's a great question. Can you use wax and brilliant glaze together? Yes, you can. And actually, like when I first started here, what we would do, to be honest with you, is we would like get the car all clean, and instead of polishing it, we would brilliant glaze over the surface first to like hide any of the imperfections, and then we'd wax on top of it. But you can also do it the opposite way, where like you have waxed your car like in the garage, and this is more pertaining to like a show car. But you wax your car in the garage, you take it to a car show, and then to like make it look really nice and rich and perfect, then you do brilliant glaze on top to really make it pop and shine. And so you can kind of use it either way, but they do go together very well. And you know what? When I was going through I think I was talking specifically about brilliant glaze, but someone asked like the opposite of they were like, what's the difference between brilliant glaze and slick inside? I was talking about Brilliant Glaze being like in the wax silo. Slick and Slide sits in like a sealant. It's like a spray sealant. And so Slick and Slide and H2O Garden Gloss work really well together. So Slick and Slide provides a little bit of protection, but it has this like polymer sealant in it that after you use it, it makes the surface feel extremely slick. It reduces surface tension. And so it's a really, really cool product. And like, it actually, because of that little polymer sealant in there, it also makes the surface really, really shiny. So it's a very underrated product, but because it has a polymer sealant in there, which is a protecting agent, it's really tough to use in the direct sunlight. So like I tell people, like, use it in the shade where it's not hot, like, 70 degrees or like 80 degrees and below. But it's a pretty cool product. I know it's kind of like this, we actually had this time where we blended that product wrong. They made it like mango and it was a different color. So we just like unloaded it. We were like, this is $5. And like a bunch of people bought it because it was such a good deal. And then everyone was like, wait a second, like this product is actually legit. And it became a lot of people's favorite product because of just some stupid mistake we made. But
So what you're saying is we should mess up a batch or two every once in a while?
But yeah, I would say like Slick and Slide, Spray Wax, and Detail Spray kind of sit together as well. They're like quick detailers, spray and wipe quick detailers, with Detail Spray being the easiest to use. Spray Wax can be a little bit hard to use because it's like carnauba wax inside there, so it like builds up really fast. And then Slick and Slide being more of a sealant is gonna be, if it dries on the surface, you just gotta spray it again and wipe it off. But you need to use that not in direct sunlight when it's hot. So
Ken Wilson suggested something that I know you and I have also done, which is using tire and rubber cleaner on rubber soles of shoes.
oh yeah, definitely. Cleaning
Especially
shoes
like
is-
white, like when I first got hired here, I remember I was wearing a pair of Converse and you were like, take tire and rubber cleaner and a pad conditioning brush, and it worked like a charm.
I could,
They looked new.
if you guys want next week, I can do a shoe cleaning kit for you guys. It's so easy. Dude, there's like kind of two phases to shoe cleaning. Like for me, it's like quick touch up, really quick, tire and rubber cleaner on the rubber, and like some total interior cleaner, really quick. But like if I deep clean sometimes I put my shoes in the washer. I will douse them with Talent Powder Vitalizer, and they look perfect almost every time. So there's a few different ways to do it. But yeah, tire and rubber cleaner. Listen, if it's rubber, tire and rubber cleaner is going to clean it.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what form it comes in, Probably all the rubber came from the same place anyways. It's like however they make it look white or whatever. It's all the same thing. So, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. Next week, I just been seeing a lot about graphene maintenance. I think it's super misunderstood. I think people think that they have to do things at certain points. And I kind of want to break some myths on that. So I'm thinking about doing that. We also have, odor eliminating in your car, how to do that. But if you have suggestions, comment on any YouTube video. I don't care which one it is. Just say, hey, I have an idea for the live, and then tell me what you want. So yeah, but next week we'll try to figure it out, and I hope to see you guys there. Sorry for all the technical difficulties today. It's we never know when it's going to happen, but it happens like once a year. Today was kind of the day, so I apologize. We'll get it figured out. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching, and thank you for watching again.